One of the things we house in Shapinsay Heritage Centre is a model of a broch and a Neolithic village. We do that because Shapinsay has a broch, one of the best 3 or 4 in Orkney, after the 2 on mainland that are the most visited and the one on Rousey. But here, ours is called Burroughston Broch, and it was looked at by archaeologists and made safe for visitors, so it's open to the public. That was done in 1994, and these are pictures taken then or just after that renovation. It wasn't excavated as such, but they did leave it open to the public. So it's a really good broch. It's got the 3 to 4 metre high walls, and they are typical of the brochs in Shetland and in Orkney, in that they've got features that occur in other brochs. The battlement that goes along that might have supported a roof. They have passages inside which you get into there. The gateway is a big block of stone as a lintel, and it has holes in the wall inside where defensive structures could have been put to keep the door closed. We don't really know what brochs were for, and one theory used to be thought that they were defensive, and that because they are all by the sea, they were defending against seaborne invaders. But actually was later realised that that isn't the case, and Burroughston fits with that new theory, or middle theory, in that the vulnerable parts, the doorway and the hut circles that went with a broch, they're all on the seaward side. And the main defences, the big ditch and bank, are on the landward side. So then people thought maybe they were defending themselves against their neighbours. But the latest, well, one of the late theories is that it wasn't really defensive, it was more a statement of power. So if you had this massive structure built by you in your area, then you shouldn't be messed with. And it's been likened to Balfour Castle in the Victorian era, because there was no need for Balfour Castle to be defensive, no need for all the defences around our harbour that are there, but it was a statement that you were in the area of somebody who was important. These are steps in the wall, and the steps go right up to the top in some brochs. This is the model of the broch that was made by some students at the school, and this was modelled on the broch of Musa, which is the most intact broch left in the Northern Isles. It's in Shetland, and so the children used this as a model to show what our broch may have been like. And these are the hut circles that where people lived in conjunction with the broch, and then a wall around those. We've got the passage that goes up inside the walls, the inner and the outer walls, and it's steps that go right up to the top, and we have that, and Musa also has that. The walls themselves really thick, and that was one of the things that made it seem defensive. So they're very, very massive structures, and that's probably why they've survived, most of them. There are a lot in the Northern Isles, Orkney and Shetland, and also a few in Caithness. But they're really a typical Orkney and Shetland, Northern Scotland feature. The group of young people that made this model also made a model of a Neolithic village. The broch is Iron Age, so that dates from about 500 BC to 500 AD. The model of the village is based on Skara Brae, which is 5,000 years old. And the children made it so that you could look inside these as well. So this is one of our prize exhibits.